Creating jobs from the cloud is a very easy way for us to be able to give our templators all of the job information. So all they have to do in the morning is hit the sync button and they can then get all of the jobs that we added. So on the screen right now, you're going to notice these are all of my previous day templates, the ones the templator did the day before, but I want to prep him for the next day. We can go to templator.com, and from templator.com, we have the ability now to add a job. So I'm going to go through and put in my reference information. I'm going to come in and put in that this is Mrs. Jones, and I'm going to hit the add button. I'm now going to come into here and I'm going to add a new job. And I'm going to just call this one out as Frank's job. Now I'm creating these jobs and I'm going to hit the add button for this one as well. And now you can see the two jobs are existing in the cloud. I'm able to then go into those jobs and start to work on filling out our details. So this is job information. I can put in the address. I can put in the city, the state. I'm able to give my templator all the information that he needs to get to the job site there. I can then come in and go to materials. From the material point, I can add in my materials. So we're going to say that this is a 3 cm countertop. I'm going to then just say that it is everyone's old school favorite, Ubatuba. And we can put in the slab size if we want to. So let's say this one's 63 by 120. Now, associated pages is kind of more set for the templators to set. After they create the page, they assign the material to it. We can do it from here if we need to on the back end, but for the most part, it's something that we're going to want to keep that for them. Now, when we come into here, we can also say what the finished color is. So in this case, I don't have a color specific to a profile. I just have finished because I can come down here and say that this is just an eased edge. This is going to pre-fill out a lot of the shop sheets and kind of help us out. Now, that's my first color, but I know that I have a vanity and it's a different color. So I'm going to add in another material. I'm going to come into here and say this one is a 2 centimeter top. We're going to come down here and say Calcutta. We're going to just say that it is just a white Calcutta. I can put in the slab information. Now I'm going to come down and say that this one is actually mitered, and we're just going to call this a 2-inch miter. Now, once I go through and fill out this information, I'm going to hit the save button. It's going to then save this material, and we can see obviously what we added to it by using the arrows left and right. But now I'm going to move on to cutouts. So this job is going to get a sink, but we have the option of a sink, a cooktop, or other. Each one of them has its own options. But I'm going to say this is a sink. Customer is supposed to supply it. Sink should be on site. And then the templator is going to set where it goes once they template it. This is going to help because if I say that that's going to be page 1, it may not be page 1. So he might template this portion of it on page 2. So it's kind of just a good thing to let the templators assign it, or we can assign it later at that time. And we're just going to say that this is a house sink, and we're just going to say it's the small vanity sink. Now, I can come in and put as much or as little as I want, but basically, if I come down through and say to my notes, I know that it's going to be a single hole faucet. That's going to help to carry through, and the templator can confirm it. We can also take tear out information. If we say, hey, there's a tear out going on this, we can put this information in, and then they can confirm it again as well. Notes, any notes that we want to give them that will not show up on the shop sheets, this is a good way to put it. So if there's something you want to tell them, this is a good way and they can see it from inside of the job.